This is a monster.
Oh God.
Take 3. This is a monster of a microphone. It's actually called a Yeti Blue, and it really does pick up powerfully, but it's not very practical if you're in a field or on a building site. So we're using that today.
Can't go carrying that around with me everywhere I go.
But we have tried to resolve the problem because we do recognise, even when I'm editing, that sometimes you can't hear Noel's voice. Sometimes it's because your voice is quieter and the cameras are quite a way away, or because there's wind noise.
It's just wind noise usually, though, isn't it? Sometimes
it
it's distance, but
yeah.
It's usually wind noise.
So we've got it sorted, and then we've done a little bit of footage at the end where we tried it out yesterday, didn't we? We went for a little walk, and
it's only a little plug-in, clip-on
lap mic,
microphone,
but you'll see that at the end. But the main thing is to bring you up to date with everything that's been happening, because there's been a lot, and it all happened at once. And I really wish I was there to film.
Well, I wish you were there, because
I just enjoy doing it, and we'd be able to get it uploaded maybe the day or a few days after, and it'd be really current. But it's just life. I'm here in the UK and I'm working, and anyway, you're home for a little while, and we're going to try and bring you up to date. There are a few things that have happened in the last 3 or 4 weeks, Noel. Just remind us.
Well, besides getting the roof finished and getting the rubber roof on and getting all the windows in and everything like that.
You mean the sky windows, the roof windows,
skylights. So that's all watertight now. That's all brilliant, all good to go. The next job is getting the windows,
which you've ordered before Noel came away. Is ordered.
There was a lot of preparation for the windows, and some of that involved replacing a lot of lintels at the front of the house.
That's where we had a problem, didn't it? So you're going to see about that as it unfolds, that we weren't expecting.
Unexpected. Yeah. Well, until you start digging, sometimes you don't actually know what you're going to find in these old houses. So
how did it hold? How did it not fall down? How was it being held up? But anyway, thankfully it did, and it's been repaired now. And then also there's the insulation of the gable end walls, which
it's not the tanking.
Tanking, not insulation.
So that's the eco mesh now has gone on the gable end walls, both sides, both ends. And the windowsills are in.
That's right.
Which was great. There was a bit of an issue with the windowsills because we're having the wooden cladding on the extension. Nobody quite knew of the allowances for that, so the block layer didn't leave any cutouts for the windowsills, and they had to be done retrospectively once we got the information for the cladding. So that was something as well.
It's all done now. Yeah, so we'll show you it all, and I hope you'll enjoy it. So the first job was to get Roy trimmed. He was quite overgrown, let's say. It was difficult trying to get that razor through that thick coat. There were so many knots. But I think he felt better for it afterwards. Perhaps here is a good time to explain exactly what happened.
This is Roy. We've just dragged him out of a bog. Again. I'll show you the hole he was in. Just quickly. You stay there. He was down in that hole there. It's taken me an hour to track him down, but he was right down in the bottom of that hole there. And now he hasn't got a care in the world, so he's just deciding to wander off again. Roy, we wait there. Good boy. Good boy.
So for context, here's a map to show you where you found him, where you lost him. That blue mark is the house.
Yes.
The red is where you found him.
Yes.
And the yellow is the route you took.
It is.
And how far was that?
It's probably about a kilometre.
Kilometre away, but it took you
It took about it was about an hour and 3 kilometres of walking to find him. Now look at him. He was rolling in the sand now when we got back. Mad. Just in the middle of replacing all these lintels now. Taking the wood out, putting the concrete in. The one that's left is the wooden one above the door. I've got my props in. I've got my ladders set up. So let's chop that one out. Because of where the props are, I'm going to need to chop through the wood. Quite a heavy lintel that though. So I'll be using the trusty old multi-tool. As you can see, I've been putting my own teeth in it yet. Still works well.
So where are we now?
That is the old bathroom window. It will be in the new bathroom, but it'll be an internal wall now, so we're going to block that one up. That's the start of knocking it out. As you can see, we have the same old problems. Loose stones. That'll all have to be made solid again as we go, so it's what we're getting used to now. I will get all that knocked off.
Okay, what's happening here?
That's the following day, just taking the props out because the lintels are in and the mortar should be set. Job done. It's the morning after now and the mortar has set, so we can take the props out now and move over to the next window that needs doing in the corner there. So get these props out, do another one. I'm just in here, I'm going to start knocking out this window in the bathroom, this one, in order to get it blocked up. I need to knock some of the render off the wall here, only to find out there's no lintel on this side. So it's not a problem here because it's going to get blocked up obviously. I'll get a prop under that now, but it's whether any of the other windows have proper lintels either. It's not so bad again for this one, but the outside windows, it's going to slow things up a little bit because before I can order the windows, I'll need to know whether I have to put lintels in there. I'm pretty sure there are. There seem to be sort of cast concrete in place lintels, so probably not the strongest in the world, but they do seem to be there. Obviously now requires further investigation. No lintels there, so Michael. Not a lintel, is it? Another unexpected job here at the front of the house. Michael thought he'd just have a quick look to see what the lintel was like above that window, because the one at the back was so bad. And well, as you can see, I've ended up having to take it all out. So I'll try and get a lintel back in there this evening. Try and make that secure again. As you can see, there's a lot of loose stones there coming down. Filling in to do. I think the easiest way to do would be to fill as I build. I'll build this front wall first and set those stones back in as I go, rather than trying to repair them initially. That way I can get ties in there and I can get some way of fastening it all together before it all falls down. God. And next job, I need to cut the sill back level with the wall. See the line I've marked there. Saw this sill off and build up the wall.
So is this just doing the same thing in the plant room?
It is the same thing exactly.
Moving the sill so it's flush with the wall.
Just making a start now. I'm blocking these unwanted windows up. Make a start with the block work on both these sides. First layer is on. The old bathroom window will be double block work either side, because you'll never see it again. This side it'll be just a single set of blocks at the back, and then I'll face off the front of that with stone and make a little feature alcove out of it.
So just remind me, this is the plant room.
We're inside the house, but on the other side where I am, I'm in the plant room at the moment. Yeah.
So on the side we're at, we'll be
Faced
in
off
the
with-
corridor from our bedroom.
Yes,
And that's where we want it to have
that's
this
a bit of an alcove.
a bit of a
So
natural
that'll be
stone.
Faced off with natural stone this side.
Yeah, because we are going to leave some exposed stone just as a sort of throwback, you know.
Just as a reminder what the house was made of, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah. And because it's such a shame to cover it all over because it's so beautiful. And the light tunnels will really pick up on the colours of the stone, won't they?
Should be
those
really
little
nice,
sun,
'cause it's
those little,
natural light,
what are they
yeah.
called?
Sun tunnels.
Sun tunnels, yeah.
Yeah, it'll just catch the edges of the stone. It'll look really nice.
Yeah.
Oh, the joys of having a flat roof. Rainy today. Water streaming in.
I will just add that this was before the rubber roof was put on and it wasn't properly sealed at this stage. So it wasn't that the flat roof had been finished and was leaking, just the footage is all over the place.
Plenty of water on the floor. This is the little bathroom window at the back of the house. I've raised the sill now, so I've put all fresh stonework in there. Hopefully that'll match the rest of the wall when this render comes off. And I've raised the sill there just because we didn't need such a big window, and a new lintel above. Another job almost done. It'll all need repointing when the house gets repointed. That's why the joints between the stones are so big at the moment. But that'll be all pointed in. It's hard to see properly with the scaffolding in the way, but doesn't look like a bad job to me. We'll see now. Save a few quid on having a smaller window as well. There you go. And that's the same view from the inside. Just block work on the inside. The top bit's the inside of the sill. And that will be in the little ensuite room at the back of the bedroom.
Oh, so this is where you're cutting out the windowsills?
Cutting out for the windowsills,
Yeah.
I had to order the windowsills. And because we're putting wooden cladding on the back of the house, no one was quite sure what kind of windowsills to use or the allowances needed for the windowsills. So Brendan, when he was doing the block work, didn't leave any gaps for them.
So
and
you
having
have
to do it afterwards.
Yeah,
so
go in and put the gaps in.
This is a lot of grinding and a lot of mess, but it could have been sorted out earlier. It's just that nobody knew exactly how to go about it, so it had to be done afterwards. That was later in the day now, trying to chop out the sill for the bathroom, and it was absolutely pouring down the last stage. I had water running down the back of my neck and dripping off the peak of my hat, but I was determined I was going to get it finished that day.
It's like a sponge. You can see the water coming out of the block. Crazy.
You can hear the rain now.
I know, it was incredible by that stage, and all the dust off the grinder was just turning to mud on my clothes. These are the new windowsills that I picked up the other night. The very big one there. You see that? That one goes at the porch. Because of the stone cladding, it needs to stick out quite far. And so therefore, I put a wooden shelf there to support it until the stone cladding goes on. So that's that job, and sun shining, and hopefully the flat roof will also be finished today. It's finished at the front side above the porch there, and today it should be finished at the back too. Finally got the windowsills installed. It's a bit complicated with all the different damp-proof membranes that have to be fitted around the window, around the windowsill, underneath the windowsill, and up the sides of the windowsill. This will obviously all be trimmed off again afterwards, but hopefully everything will work out. I'll show you this one. This is the big one. It's quite a big windowsill. It's quite spectacular. That's a 450mm windowsill, to allow for the stone cladding, obviously that's going on the outside of this porch area. Here are the windowsills at the back of the extension. That was interesting. It looks kind of straightforward because you just put them in, but then when you run a string band across the face of them, it's quite a tricky job just to keep them all aligned, and obviously keep the spacing from the top of these very tall windows to the bottom needs to be quite accurate. So that took a little bit longer than we thought. The day has come when I'm going to start putting the eco mesh on this wall. Seems such a shame to cover up that lovely stonework, but in order to insulate the house and keep it nice and dry, has to be done. But as we were saying before, that stonework will be replicated on the outside and it'll be just as beautiful. That's the gable ends, both clad in the eco mesh now. We took the electrical box off and put it back on the wall on a board there. There's a lot more stud fixings to go in the wall to hold it all in place, so then we can get the plasterboard up. And obviously the side walls and the window returns are still to do. But you get a sense now of how that's fixed to the wall. It's 8 o'clock on a Saturday evening and the flat roof is now fully covered in the rubber. Worked hard today, a lovely job. There's a few sort of little finishing bits that need to be taken care of, but we're finally dry. All the roofs finished beautifully.
Are we in Kerry or in Cornwall?
Well, you can see the sea.
Can you see the sea behind us? Yeah, I
And
think so.
everybody knows there's a sea in Cornwall,
But there's no sea in Kerry.
but there's no sea in Kerry.
That was Noel's joke. We've been rehearsing that. There is actually a coastline in Kerry for those of you that are getting alarmed. But there's no letter C, it's a K in Kerry.
Oh,
It's really funny. We're really testing out this little mic because people have commented that there's a lot of wind noise and the audio gets cut off when Noel's trying to do the filming. So you got this and it was really expensive, wasn't it? Tell them how much it was now.
$6.99.
$6.99, and it's got a little wind, like what are they called?
Windshield,
Yeah.
I think.
It's just started getting a little bit windy, so we're hoping that it's going to be all right. We're just testing it out. Now there's quite a lot of wind now, as you can see from that surf, and I've got the video audio on full. it really does seem to muffle it, so hopefully this will improve things when Noel's making videos by himself. Noel's just trying to manhandle me. Wait a minute. What are you doing? What are you doing?
I'm just going to do this quickly.
Because we thought we'd do a little bit of an ASMR. So this is over the crunchy. This is nice. Roy's having a little drink. Aren't you, Roy? So we've come to this spot because it's very quiet. It's a national trust, not many people know about it, and we live just a few miles out of Newquay in Cornwall. It's very busy on the beaches and in the town this time of year, so it's good just to know those places that are off the beaten track if you want to be a little bit quieter and avoid the crowds. Whoops. Looks like I found myself on the wrong side again. How am I going to get back now? Noel, can you give me a piggyback? Can you give me a piggyback over? Guess that's a no then. You just nearly hit the dog with that one. Look at Noel holding the gate open for Roy. He's spoilt that dog. This is a walkway in the marshy bit where there are all sorts of grasses and things, and I think flowers, wildflowers and species that are a little bit unusual. You don't get them in many places. I think that's right, isn't it? No, like conservation kind of walkway area. Oh, this is the tricky bit, the slow, steady climb back up that hill to the car. And it's a bit of a pole, but it was worth it.
The worst bit now, getting up this hill.
I just said that, yeah.
It is on the way down.
I know. We're almost there. Wait for me. And here we are. We made it, Roy.